Now, my friends, when you're doing something like this, we're just gonna, what we're gonna do, we're pouring these into these molds, and we're not really gonna wait for them to harden up, really, per se. If I was doing a different type mold, I might. And if I wanted to try to get a specific swirl in it, I would let it harden up just a little bit more before I actually started swirling it. But for just a demonstration sake, what we're going to do is we're going to put the hardener in all three of them at one time. And then what we'll do is we'll stir them up and let them sit for just a second or two. And then we're going to pour them pretty much all at the same time. And that way, what happened is, I have found is, you don't get so much of bleeding through the colors. Like if you was to pour one color, let it sit, and then pour the other color on top of that, basically what you get is that top color that basically sinking down to the bottom of the other color. But if you pour them at the same time, you have a more likelihood that what they're going to do is they're going to sit there and kind of hover. They may drift just a little bit downward, but they're going to kind of pretty much hover right there because they're being poured at the same time, at the same consistency. So therefore, you're going to have a pretty much uniform blank. And then you just take your little stirring rod, which I've got handy right here, and you're just going to take it down in there and just kind of do your little artiste drawing and just kind of stir your resin up, and that's how you get your swirls, or at least that's how I get my swirls. Alright, we've got these mixed up pretty good. Alright, now we're going to add resin, and typically I normally put about 5 drops per ounce. Basically these cups to these molds is just under 2 ounces, and we've taken off of there. So, and I've noticed that what we've had to do is a little bit colder now, so what we've had to do is we've had to add more resin to actually take. If it was a warmer day, we could stick to the 5 drops per ounce. Excuse me, the hardener. Thank you, my dear. My wife just corrected me, okay, folks? Kind of misspoke there. The hardener is 5 drops per ounce. Is to go in, and you can go around and talk to different people, and you can get 100 different answers, 100 different solutions. I'm not telling you this is the way for you to do it. This is just the way I do it. Like I said, I've only been doing this for a few months, so I know I'm not perfect about it, so you don't have to follow what I'm doing. It's just a fun video, okay? So we're gonna, what I've noticed though here in the colder months, I do, if I put the 5 drops per ounce, my blanks, instead of being ready by the next morning, usually take about a day and a half to 2 days to harden up for me to knock out of my molds. So what I have done is I have stepped up and put anywhere from 8 to 10 drops per ounce, just to kind of compensate for the cold weather, because the heat is what actually activates this resin. So what you want to do is you want to compensate the coldness with a little bit of resin. You don't want too much. Too much will actually make the blank brittle, trying to get the word out. But we don't want the blank to turn brittle. We want it to stay a nice contour that when you're turning it, you got ribbons flowing off instead of chips flowing off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put, we've got about almost 2 ounces, and we poured out probably about a ½ ounce. So we got about 1.5 ounces. So we're actually going to put right out about 12 or 13 drops in the main color. Alright, we got that one. So we're going to stir that one up. You want to stir it up nice and good, nice and good. Get that hardener mixed in real good, okay? Then we're going to go to the other one. Now, we've got about a ½ ounce split between the two, so we really got about 1/4 ounce in each cup here. So we're only going to put about 3 drops in each cup, okay? Alright, there we go. Now let's mix them up. Alright, so we're mixing them up right there. Now, we're going to sit here and we're going to pour it into one of our newer molds because it's a little bit clearer and you can see it better than if I was to pour it in one of my older ones. It's got a lot of resin. I promise you do this a lot, what's going to happen is you're going to get it running down the side, and as you can see, it don't really bother me. I do plumbing for a living, so getting glue on my hands is second nature to me, so getting resin on my hands, it doesn't bother me. But my wife, she's got to wear gloves. It makes her itch. Some of you may need to wear gloves. I don't really wear gloves. You know, we do this in a little side room. It's away from the house. So as far as the smell, I can't smell glue because I've been doing it for so long. I can't smell the resin. My wife, it bothers her. It may bother you, be in a well-ventilated area if it bothers you, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pour this. We've got our main color of blue here. And we've got our gold. And we got our white. Now I'm going to try to do this without doing what I've done previously. I have been filling up my mold here. And we're going to use our caddy. And I haven't been doing that before. And I have knocked my whole mold full of resin into the floor. And needless to say, the wife really wasn't too happy about that. So we're going to use this one right here in the front. Is what we're going to do. Make sure this cap is on good. And what I like about these baby soda bottles is all you got to do is unscrew it and it's ready to be knocked out. Alright, so let's put that back on nice and tight. You like to see me spilt that resin in my lap, didn't you? We caught it just in time. Alright, try not to have no bloopers on this one, okay? Even though it's supposed to be a funny video and not a very tutorial video, but hey, nonetheless, we don't want that in our lap. Alright, what we've got is we've got our main color of blue here, and we're just going to start pouring it, and then we're going to pour the white, and then we're going to kind of mix the gold in with it, okay? There we go. There goes our blue, our white, kind of dab them together and swab them just around just a little bit. And we're going to back up just a hair, and let's add this little golden color in here real quick. Alright, there we go. Nice golden color in here, and spin her around and kind of let it dribble on there. And now let's go back to the white. There we go. Just spin her around. Alright. Let's add this golden color here. Alright. Now I'm going to take this out real quick and just kind of show you. I made a short blank on this one. And kind of looks real neat there. I really like the looks of that. But we're going to take our little stirring stick and we're going to start on the side, because you usually turn the side away. And we're just going to take it in there and kind of do a couple little passes up and down, and that's it. And there, my friends, you have a nice looking blank, and we'll put that in there nice and easy, and we'll let that dry. Alright? Now that's how we do it here at Houston Penworks. Maybe it helps you, maybe it don't. Anyway, this is more of a fun video, okay? So all you casters out there, we hope you enjoyed this, and we'll have another little fun video out here shortly. Before long, thank you.